Hey everybody, before we get into this review of Vice, just want to let you know about our sponsor. It's a movie called Sir John A. and the Curse of the Anti-Quenched. It's a fun comedy. You can check it out on iTunes, Amazon, or wherever you get your movies. All right, we're diving into our 10-minute review of Vice, and I'm hitting the timer now.
All right, let's talk about, first of all, the trailer. That trailer was fantastic.
Yeah, Pretty
That
good.
was a very good trailer.
Really sold you on.
It really sold me. Like someone's like, "Oh yeah, you want to watch a movie about Dick Cheney?" I'm like, "You want to watch this Dick Cheney play with Christian Bale and Adam McKay directing and writing?" All right.
Yeah, you're like, wow, this is gonna be good. I knew a lot about the craziness that happened during that presidency, so I knew like, oh, this is gonna be pretty like revealing kind of a movie.
Yeah.
You know,
The only thing I knew was from another movie. I forget the movie, but it stars Sean Penn and
is it Milk?
no, but it talks about the Vanessa Plame like part of it, where the CIA, you see it a little bit in Vice, where someone made an article talking about like it's all
yeah.
about the oil.
Yeah,
There's a movie
yeah.
pertaining to that.
Oh, okay.
So I saw that part. So it was just kind of fun little like I was like, I know that story.
Yeah,
When that happened in the
they scratched the surface of a lot of stuff like that.
yeah,
actually
but I mean,
happened.
I can
But
see.
I guess we're here to talk about the movie. You just dropped something.
Nope, something fell in the back.
Oh.
Anyways,
So yeah, I really liked the film. I thought they did a good job. I mean, for one, Christian Bale did an amazing job portraying
absolutely.
him.
That's the one thing.
There's
I would
times
say.
there's times when I would like lean over to my girlfriend in the theater and be like, "That's Batman."
Fat Batman.
And yeah, you're just like, I completely believed him as his character. I
Yeah.
loved the ongoing gag of the heart attack always happening.
Yes, that was
Him
a good one.
like clutching his left hand, be like,
I need to go to the hospital.
yeah. I thought that was pretty funny. There is like there's some things about it that I did like. I loved all of it, but there's some things where I was like, okay, like I do hate at the start them using these memes, these older memes. The chick at the EDM thing or whatever, and they sort of put it on you that you didn't know about this secret stuff that the shadow government was doing.
Right.
And it's like,
I think it's more for just like they try to put it in like layman's terms, right? Like it's kind of like The Big Short, where they're just trying to they're essentially like breaking it down for you to explain it to you
yeah,
a little bit more, because I didn't really know much about it.
no.
Like, I mean, outside of the U.S., there's a lot of people who don't know.
Maybe
went
even
on,
in the
right?
States they might not know, but yeah, that's one of the,
exactly.
like the critiques I had of it, and just like of it being put on me, the viewer, like, oh, this is kind of, you should have been knowing about this and out there protesting.
I mean, I will say it's a little biased of a film pertaining to his life, but I mean, it is and it isn't, because I didn't see like a hate towards him. They just kind of showed you who he is. There are
Yeah.
parts of him that they show, like, I mean, for the most part, the whole thing with his gay daughter, like you're like, oh, okay, cool, and then like the end, you're like, oh, okay,
yeah.
cool.
Which you don't know if like that was his call or not. I think they might have took some liberties
Again,
there,
there's
who
probably
knows?
some liberties going on throughout the film. I thought the trailer encompasses some of the movie, but not all of the movie. Sometimes I was like, oh, it's not at all kind of the movie I was going into. It was a lot more serious than I thought it was going to be.
Okay. I thought it was funny. Like,
Oh, but when it's good, it's good. There's like the sequence which George W. trying to, what's the fishing, reeling him in.
Oh, yeah.
It's
That was
fantastic
great.
part of like just film movie techniques. And
Mise
I
en
thought,
scene.
oh, it's so good,
I
so
love that.
good.
that one was good. The fake credit roll, that
That was
also
fantastic. I was
think
laughing
like
my ass
the
off.
theater
that
I
part.
saw it in, when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is kind of funny. And then when it showed the he runs in the Iron
Yeah.
Man's.
The
I was like
Iron Man.
just laughing out loud.
Yeah, me too. I
The
burst out laughing with the just kept going and going and going.
the Shakespeare like
I felt
scene.
that was good, but they went on a little too long.
Really, I thought it was like perfect amount. Like it was
Just a little bit too long, but I did enjoy it. But my favorite scene, I like, other than the reeling in, that's probably my favorite scene is the menu scene, the restaurant
Alfred
scene.
Molina.
Oh my god, it's so damn funny.
yeah.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah. what will you have? We'll take it all.
We'll
Yeah.
take it all.
That was really good. And I
Very
think
well done.
that's like scenes like that. I think that's what's going to make this like an Oscar worthy sort of film for
Well, it's
not
the
only writing
brilliance
or
of
directing.
that. Yeah, but, I mean, Adam McKay pulled it off with The Big Short, similar to that. Like he did
Yeah.
do things that were similar to that. So that's what I was expecting, and I got that aspect to it, which I thought was very, very good.
It's
I
funny.
still enjoyed it.
You can see like some of his earlier films like Walk Hard or you know like Talladega Nights, and you can see like the practice.
Anchorman, I think.
Yeah,
same
like
thing.
it's like there's similarities you see in the structure of the jokes from those movies, you know, or even just scenes that he has where you see that played as funny or like as serious in this
right.
one.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean.
And it's weird. Like I think that's why he gets away with making these movies is because he comes out of that other side where you're like, oh, it's just the comedy director, and then he gets to make The Big Short, like this serious sort of like almost biopic of 2008.
Yeah, I will
housing
say that
crisis
movie
or-
was hilarious, and I really enjoyed that one. Vice, not as much.
No.
But I still enjoyed it. I like watching biopics.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to take them with a grain of salt. Like,
Yeah.
if anyone's like, "Oh, I believe 100% of that is true," it's like, come on, no, you don't. Like,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you got to come into it with a bit of that. It does make you want more, and then I think that's what's good about something like that is it does get you maybe interested in looking at more stuff, and maybe they
Yeah.
will do like an HBO.
Well, I mean,
8-episode thing.
I was reading up on an interview that Adam McKay was saying of there's a lot on the cutting room floor. They're like, this thing was supposed to be like 3 hours and something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They left a lot of the stuff because it was getting too long, but there's a whole thing about like the whole global warming aspect of the movie. They kind of touch upon it just a little bit,
Yeah.
but there's a whole thing that he did.
Just squashing all that.
Yeah, like he's like, well, at least the solar panels are still in the movie.
Yeah,
But
that's
there was a whole thing, like a whole like half-hour tidbit that's missing from that film.
Oh, really? I'm sure that'll be like on a DVD. Did you like
maybe.
the Jesse Plemons narration? Did you like that part of the movie?
I did. I will say though, the whole movie, I'm like, who is he? Who is he related to? Like,
And how
at
does
first
it
I'm like,
fit?
is he maybe like the author of the book that maybe this movie is probably based on of like
Yeah.
Dick Cheney?
I was wondering.
But it hit me as soon as he went as soon as Dick Cheney went to the hospital and saying he doesn't have a transplant. I'm like, I got it.
Yeah.
He's gonna get hit by a bus or something,
Yeah,
and
it
then
still,
boom.
it still got me though when he got hit. I was like,
Oh, no, I saw it coming too. I was like,
Yeah?
I could just, I could see it. I'm like, he's gonna get hit in like 3, 2, 1,
boosh.
and there it is.
Yeah. eh?
But for the most part of the movie, it was dawning. I'm like,
Yeah.
wait,
eh?
when's he
When's
related?
it
It's not,
coming?
it's not his kid because he's got 2 daughters.
Yeah. I thought it might be somebody that married into the family.
I thought
maybe.
so too, but yeah, I liked the narrative of that. I thought it was fun.
It was an interesting take.
It was an interesting
and
take,
tie-in.
and I mean, this movie kind of needed that kind of narration for the audience for specific terms and specific little things that I feel Adam McKay pulls off.
The one thing I will say, they did hold on the heart transplant bit like a little too long, I thought, and just holding on his heart.
The whole ending thing. Like,
Yeah, and I didn't like that they ended on like, oh, the new Fast and the Furious movie looks dope. I don't know if they should have ended their movie
it
on
was
that.
lit.
It was
the
lit.
word.
It was
Yes.
lit.
I mean, it's not technically. It's not. It's almost like an after credit scene. If you
Yeah, I
think about
guess.
it. Yeah, I can see it. I mean, I can see it in like 10, 15 years. It's gonna age terribly.
I thought a funnier ending would have been like if they roll the credits and then they were just like and like they show Obama being inaugurated like and everything worked out in America just fine. There was no other problems. People set aside their differences and everybody worked together to make the world a better place.
The end.
The end.
I mean, that would have been pretty funny too.
Yeah, I every time Adam McKay makes something, I'm always thinking like, yeah, it'll probably be pretty good, but I'm always surprised at how much I enjoy it.
Right. I mean, I will say that out of all Will Ferrell movies, my favorites are all the Adam McKay ones. Talladega Nights, Anchorman.
Yeah.
What else has he done?
I don't know, but yeah, a lot
those are my like. I'm not a big fan of like Will Ferrell, but
Step Brothers.
I didn't like that one.
No?
I will say that's one I didn't like.
Okay, well, I'm excited to see what he does with the Joker thing because I know he's attached to that.
Is he? Interesting.
And you know, we'll have to wait and see.
All right. Well, that was a review of Vice, and go check it out if you haven't seen it. And if you haven't seen it and you're watching this, well, you probably shouldn't have listened to this because huge spoilers.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at Lost Commentary, on Instagram at Raiders of the Lost Commentary, and like us on Facebook.
I'll be back.